Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. First off, can't even talk. Spoilers, heavy spoilers from the get-go, so be warned on that. And if this is a paid request, for those interested in sending any type of paid request, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. It could be a topic, a reaction, a review, a commentary, randomness, out of the blues, whatever it may be. Again, both links down below under the video in the info box if you wish to. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've said it before, in 2022, the best we could do is deja vu. The best we could do is just keep dragging these franchises along to the point we had like a 5th Scream film, and they want to do a 6th one. To the point we've had what? This is technically what, the 9th Chainsaw Massacre film? When is enough enough? And then people go, well, what do you want, man? It's got gore. It's brutal. It does have gore. I'll give you that. It is brutal. I'll give you that. I'll give you that it's short. At least it's short. Take out the end credits. Hour and 15, hour and 16 minutes. I'll give you that. To me, it didn't seem like, because of that short running time, it was worth a pot to piss in. It wasn't worth making in the first place. You might as well be pissing in the wind. By the time you get done with that, the movie's over. But when you have a film that is so bad, they start making it, the director gets fired, they put in another director, they film it, it gets bad test screenings, then they said, wow, these test screenings are so bad we can't release it in theaters, and then Netflix goes, we'll buy it. And then that's why it was on Netflix. Otherwise it would have been in theaters. And yeah, I like, despite what some people want to say, I actually do like slasher films. I like a lot of the Friday the 13th films, Nightmare on Elm Street films, Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 4, the original April Fool's Day from 1986, The Final Terror even I like. And some of them don't even have as much gore. But I actually like some of the people in it. Or I actually like some of the characters in it. And like, people look at me funny when I say I actually want to like characters in a slasher film. People look at me as if I grew a 3rd, 2nd, and 4th head on my shoulders. Or if I have two assholes. Yeah, I actually do want a bit of this. A bit of that. I do. And when I look at characters in this film, and you know what they remind me of? If the villains in this movie were the heroes. Now, if you don't know what this film is, this is a very underrated film called Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. I highly suggest anyone checking this out. Underrated film. Deserves a lot more than it got. It makes me want to watch this film now. This is a film about these two guys who are buddies, who are friends, that just want to enjoy a trip. But you have these on purpose, dumb, stupid, idiotic college kids who just think these two are villains when they're not. And so, we gotta go kill them. What? They're not villains. No, look at them. They gotta be. And then these kids start killing themselves because they start trying to kill these two, but then they accidentally kill themselves because of how stupid they are. And that's the joke, because this is a comedy. What this film is a parody of this film. What this film is making fun of, this film does for real. Where the villains, the dumb college kids who are just assholes and judgmental and pricks, let's see if they're in the back here. Like this group of kids here, those are the villains, because they're judgmental and they get themselves stupidly killed. This is a damn good movie. Those villains are the heroes in this movie that we're supposed to give a shit about. I said spoilers. The two main sisters, one of them, 5 minutes in, sees this Texan guy just pumping his gas. He happens to have a gun for protection. And this girl, I guess this guy, he probably has such a small dick, that's why he needs that gun. No purpose. No reason. The guy did nothing. He wasn't snotty. He wasn't sleazy. He wasn't eyeballing or eye-fucking. He wasn't doing anything wrong. And even goes up and says, well, actually, this is for, to protect. There's animals out here. So, one of our main characters you just made into a total fucking bitch in 5 minutes. But at the end of the film, we're supposed to hear that Leatherface got her and cut her head off. And that's, ooh, I don't give a shit. That's why more people laugh. Well, it's not the only reason, but it's one of the reasons why people laugh at the end. When it's supposed to be horrifying, because it's a horror film. And if you want a Chainsaw Massacre that gives you chuckles, go watch this. This is way better. This is a good Chainsaw sequel. The best Chainsaw sequel. Not this horse shit. Oh, this is the best sequel because it's gory. This film is gory, but this film actually has better characters like Stretch, Caroline Williams, like Dennis Hopper. You have effects by Tom Savini. Toby Hooper comes back to direct and knew what the hell he was doing. Caroline Williams' Stretch is more likable than anybody in this film. Well, it's not like the first film had such in-depth characters. You could be likable without being in-depth. Do people not realize that? That there's this big, wide area where some people get by because of presence, or they get by because of they have a certain likability to them, or most of these kids are just felt like regular kids just trying to enjoy their time in a van. Even Franklin, I wasn't annoyed by him like other people were. I just wasn't. I don't think he was that irritating. I really don't. He just asked innocent questions. The one time where he's like, piss, is it, doing that stupid thing with his lips, but that's it. But they felt like just regular people. And what made it also work was because the direction made this a tone of visceral, getting goosebumps, horror edge, and creepiness, and a reality to it that makes you pity the people in the film. Fuck, even this film, which I think is an average movie. I still think it's an average film. But this has people I like Kate Hodge and Ken Foray. And even some of the family members, like Viggo Mortensen, are interesting to watch. There's nothing interesting in this film. There's not a couple of good gore. So what? In the 80s, you had a lot of slasher films that had gore. People act as if we've never fucking seen gore in a movie before. I've seen a lot of gore in movies. You want to see gore? Go watch Dead Alive with Peter Jackson. Dead Alive makes this film look like fucking The Breakfast Club. You want gore? Go watch Dead Alive with Peter Jackson. But you get a lot more out of it. A lot more out of it. I want to talk about gore. What else you got? Yeah, when I look at slasher films, I actually do want some likable characters. And you like them for various reasons. Different reasons. Or they're just not that annoying, irritating, butt-plugging, eye-fucking, ear-raping, gut-fucking pain in the asses that you just are miserably sitting there watching them do dumb after dumb after dumb decision. Yes, horror films, people do dumb stuff. Happens all the time. The original Halloween's a classic. You still have that thing at the end with Jamie Lee Curtis. There's a point where she drops the knife. Oh, don't drop the knife. And because Michael Myers ain't dead yet. I love the Hills of Eyes remake. There's a bit where Dud shooting the shit out of the guy. Oh, don't drop the shotgun. Oh, good job, Ruby. You know, hit that guy that went off the cliff. People do dumb stuff, and yeah, I could forgive once or twice, but when it gets into the dozens, my brain my brain takes a cab and goes the fuck home. Where's home at? In my ass. My brain says, nope, I'll see you later. I'm enjoying your ass. And then while you're sitting on your ass watching this piece of shit. And then when you're done, I'll come back. Then I could call you an asshole. I mean, whether it's the complete, utter, pointless usage of the Sally character who looks like fucking Mick Garris, the director of Sleepwalkers and fucking Critters 2. Don't know what I'm talking. Look up Mick Garris. He does. Coming back, they recast it because the actual actress of the original film passed away. And the only reason they did it was because Halloween 2018 made a shitload of money. And they had a Laurie Strode, who thought she was Sarah Connor. So let's have Sally come back. And she thinks she's Sarah Connor. Fucking She-Walker, Texas Ranger. I'm like, we already had a fucking Texas Ranger in a Chainsaw film who's related to a victim. This guy, Dennis Hopper, was a Texas Ranger. And you find out that he was related to Sally and Franklin. I don't know how Franklin's body got there, to be honest, but when in the underground weird thing, there's Franklin's body in the wheelchair. This guy, we already have a Texas Ranger, and this is a better Texas Ranger because he actually does shit than this wannabe She-Walker Texas Ranger. Characters just being fucking dumb. This whole thing trying to put this woke shit in it. Or anti-woke. Or whatever the fuck it's trying to do. I don't even know what it's trying to do. And yes, well, it's got slasher, gore, and it's brutal, so it's 10 out of 10. Bullshit. There's shitty slasher films like The Prowler. The Prowler sucked dick in the 80s. It had good times of any gore, has nothing else going for it. It fucking sucked ass. But you know what? I like Silent Madness. Because you know what? That's a slasher film. But I actually like... Sorry, I'm bad with names. Belinda Montgomery. I like Belinda Montgomery. Who is the lead. Kind of like a female Dr. Loomis. I like her. And I'm following her character. Among other attributes that I like about the film. Hey, guess what? Yeah, there's good gore in this movie. There's good gore in this film. And in case I have a picture here. Yeah. There's good gore in this film. This uncut version. But I actually like the characters. No, they're not in-depth like Shawshank Redemption. I'm not saying it's gotta be Forrest fucking Gump. But I like these two. Rest in peace, Sally. Paul Kelman passed away, who plays the lead. Rest in peace to him. I liked them. And the little love triangle story. I didn't mind it. I liked it. And I liked the setting, and the atmosphere, and the mine tunnels, and the song at the end. There's all these little attributes. The creepy rhymes of Valentine's. All, the other acting, they weren't so aggravatingly annoying that I wanted to put a drill up my ass. I like the characters in this. Not a slasher film, but one of the reasons I like this film. I like the characters. I like Kevin Dillon. I like Shawnee Smith. I like them. I like these people. Lisa Wilcox, Elm Street 4 The Dream Master. As Alice, I liked her a lot. Heather Langenkamp in the first Elm Street. Or playing herself in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Love that movie. Great movie, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I like Peter Berg in Shocker. I like Amy Steele in Friday the 13th Part 2. I like Laura Parlinti in Friday the 13th Part 7 The New Blood. I like Crispin Glover and his buddy in Friday the 13th Part 4. And there's other characters I like. The Dream Warriors. Tristan. Joey. Kincaid. I remember their character names. Just actually like them. Or the actors' names. Did you watch them? No, some of these movies I didn't watch when I was a kid. My Blood Valentine I didn't watch when I was a kid. I watched that when I was in my 20s. The first time. Let alone like this you could call a slasher film. This is a damn good one. Always gotta be like The Final Girls. It's creative. It's got interesting stories. Like Last Action Hero meets a slasher film. And this great story about a girl seeing her mom who passed away months or years before, but then she's the star of this slasher film, and there's like a festival showing this 80s slasher, and then this fire breaks out and the friends are in this movie and they're reliving this 80s slasher. So she's seeing this woman, it's her mom, but it's not her mom. That's an actual good story. Yes, you can actually have that in a slasher film. I've seen it. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. That's an interesting story. And also, I want to say this. Anyone who says all you need is gore, I don't want to hear a dirty word about this film again then, if that's the case. And this has more going for it. This movie is gory. But guess what? This movie actually has some stylistic direction. It's short as well. And it's got characters I like John D. LeMay and Stephen Williams. John D. LeMay is likable. Stephen Williams is likable. So if it's just gore, and that's all it takes, then this film deserves a lot more respect, because this film is the goriest Friday the 13th film ever made. You can deny it all you want. This doesn't have Jason. Neither does the first film. Neither does Part 5. Part 5 doesn't have Jason. Part 1 doesn't have Jason. Part 5 doesn't make fucking sense, where a goddamn guy puts on a fucking mask and gets hit all this time, but he's just a normal weird-ass paramedic. But I like Part 5 because it's weird and it's entertaining. Well, does it have Jason? What, the hockey mask? He's not in Part 2. The hockey mask. Part 3, that didn't show up till like the last, 25 minutes. Just the first hour was just Jason in shadow. And you see a pair of hands. So I still don't get the hate for this. This has characters I actually like. And it has the gore. But it has more to it. This even has nudity. But it's got more to it. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I just don't understand some of the type of thinking. I really don't. It needs gore. That's it. Well, then why does this get so hated so much? It doesn't have Jason in it. Jason's not in the first one. He's not in Part 5. It's a fake. Although I don't hate Part 5. The hockey mask isn't in Part 2 at all. It's a guy in a bag. Well, in a bag on his head. Hockey mask you barely see in Part 3. It doesn't show up till last 20 minutes. The hockey mask part, you time it last 15-20 minutes. Just saying. But anyway, I'm going off track. This is going to be a long one, folks. It's 20 minutes and I haven't even gotten to the meat and potatoes. So we have... Well, let's start from the beginning. We have John Larroquette, who did the voiceover in the first Chainsaw Massacre, voices a documentary that I guess was made because the events in the first film happened, and so they're using stuff that's a dramatization, meaning They film stuff for a drama. Like, they have a Leatherface, but it's a dramatization. They even see in Small Wars dramatization. And you know what? In another movie, that maybe could have been clever. Because if, in this world of this movie, the titles state that, well, within this movie, the world of this movie, these events happened, and yeah, there would have been a program made about it. We've seen that before, about Jeffrey Dahmer, Charlie Manson, so they would do one on this in its world. It's weird they did John Larroquette, who's the narration of the movie, but they did it because of nostalgia. So then you get these two sisters. And the plot just drove me up the wall. Where this group of influencers, they bought a town to make it their own utopia. Which is so ass-backwards stupid. I thought so when I saw the trailer. I think so watching it now. I know I'm getting to be an old fuck. But even I know the young folks don't want to go to the middle of fucking nowhere. Where there's going to be shit cell phone, shit internet, and nowhere to go. You'd have to have a shitload of money. They say money, but no, I mean a shitload to restart an entire fucking town. I don't care how much you made on your Twitch, YouTube, whatever the fuck it is. Millions and millions, because you'd have to go through every building, you have to rebuild every building, just the stuff's going to be rotten, you gotta make sure all the plumbing works, make sure all the electricity works, you're not going to have much signal, just where the fuck do you think in the middle of nowhere you don't get your internet? It's going to be satellite, and let me tell you, satellite internet ain't going to help a lot. Because I have it when you're in the middle. I live in the middle of nowhere. So I know how stupid that is. Do you think this town has fucking internet? Which these guys would fucking die without having. Yeah, they got their cell phones working. Good. But, oh, let's build a comic book shop. Why the fuck you don't build a... Who the fuck's gonna come in the middle of fucking nowhere away from civilization? No, they want to be... Even at least the lead, who's the other sister, at least she's calling some bullshit on this. But it's just a stupid asinine idea that no way this would be accomplished. It'd be cost too goddamn much money. It's just, the whole thing is stupid. It's just, we gotta put these people in the middle of nowhere. You would think maybe it'd be, I don't know, some kind of weird thing where it's like some weird tourist attraction. Where Leatherface was born. And it really wasn't where he was born, but it's like the bullshitting. Or some other type of thing. No. So that's when, like, in 5 minutes in, this guy's just trying to pump his gas, and the other sister, I'll just call her Bitch, because I don't know her name, so her name is Bitch. Bitch says, he's got a gun. Probably has a small dick, too. And the Texan guy, who you find out later, when they get in the town, is the contractor. So I'll call him Contractor. The only decent guy in the movie. He's like, hey, just be nice. He didn't do anything wrong. And again, like, Bitch and her boyfriend, the fucking leads are the villains in this fucking movie. And it's just like, why do I want to sit around people that literally want to make me blow my fucking brains out through my fucking dick hole and paint Bitch's face with it? I'm tired of this shit. And with all the excuses, well, you don't need characters worth of shit. Well, I do. I just speak for myself, and a lot of the slasher films I liked, Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode in Halloween, and those are The Collector and the Collection. Josh Stewart. I like that character. I really do like that character. The lead die. That's an actual story. If you've never seen The Collector and the Collection, great double feature. A guy's a thief, but he wants to go the straight and narrow. He's forced to do one job because the person he loves got into some stupid shit. So he's got to go in and steal some stuff, even though he doesn't want to. But he's got to do it because otherwise this person will be hurt. And while he's in the middle of doing it, there's a killer there. And yes, there's some unrealistic stuff that I can go along if you've taken me along for the ride and done a decent enough job in various directing or story or concept or character or all that stuff. I could forgive inadequacies. I really can. And Josh Due's character actually goes through like a moral quandary. There's a moment he could escape. And he sees a little girl in trouble. There's nowhere to get for help. So, a moral code, he goes back in to save this little girl. And then The Collection, I think, is even better as a sequel because it's a little bit like Aliens. Where there's another innocent person, and he survived the onslaught after some stuff that happened at the end. These guys, some mercenaries take him, force him to take them where they need to go in order to save this girl. And in the moral code. Like, wow, I'm actually talking about character stuff. I'm not saying they gotta be the Shawshank Redemption. There is a big fucking gray area with that. They don't need to be waste of fucking space that I want them to stop wasting my air on planet Earth when I looked at people in this movie. So they buy a town for a fresh start, which is fucking stupid, middle of fucking nowhere. They meet the contractor. Oh my god, they see a Confederate flag that looks like it was up in 1872. And then the boyfriend, he's black, and he's like, this fucking thing here. Goes in the building. There's Alice Krige, lady who was the board queen in Star Trek First Contact. Very nice lady, very kind, and oh no, I took care of the thing with the bank. No, you can't kick me out. No. And the guy just being a dickhead. No, you're out, your ass is grass, and I'm the lawnmower. And gets the lady, nice lady, into like a heart attack. And it's this orphanage, and there's Leatherface, old 75-year-old ass, and the cops, including William Hope, Gorman from Aliens. You always were an asshole, Gorman. He's the sheriff, William Hope, Gorman from this. You know, with Vasquez and the ton, air duct. You always were an asshole, Gorman. Which is what my fucking mind felt watching this. They try to take her to the hospital, and another girl goes with them, and Leatherface goes in with them. He's not Leatherface at this point. And this whole thing with the Confederate flag, why did this need to be a thing? What was its message? What was the filmmakers trying to do? What were they trying to do? If you're trying to make us... Who are you trying to make us sympathize with? That's a valid question. Filmmaker. Well, that's a lie. That's saying filmmaker. Guy who got fired from Best Buy. Let me ask you, since you sat on your ass and you had a thumb up your ass and one in your mouth like a popsicle while watching people just walk around and you called it directing, what were you trying to create sympathy for? Our main characters? No, they seem like douchebag dipshits that would probably praise Logan Paul. Are we supposed to sympathize with Leatherface? Are you trying to make him an anti-hero against woke? And he fights the woke? Leatherface versus woke. Leatherface kills people who are woke. Well, I mean, that's a bit strange to make your symbol of anti-woke be the guy that, kills innocent people, wears people's faces for his own fucking face, and was at one point a part-time cannibal, which they don't go into the cannibal part in this movie. It's like this movie forgot that Leatherface was a cannibal. Like, they forgot that. They kind of forgot that, But, like, are they trying... That's your image for... You want to make him an anti-hero? Who are you supposed to sympathize? Because there's a moment where, after he kills when he gets back and he kills someone, he gets a dress, he's like... Why are you trying to make this thing we're supposed to feel sorry? What are you doing? Because I don't care about anybody. Oh, the Confederate flag. Maybe they're big fans of Dukes of Hazzard. Maybe they want to be in Hazzard County, huh? Maybe there was an ode to Dukes of Hazzard. Maybe Dukes of Hazzard shot there. Maybe she's a big Dukes of Hazzard fan. Did you think maybe, huh? She's the good old boy. They don't mean any harm. They just want to take the Gerald Lee and jump through the ditch in a van. Fucking Leatherface. He's a good old boy. The chainsaw means no harm. He's gonna cut saw your ass into, and then you'll be gone. Yeehaw. Maybe they're big fans of Dukes of Hazzard. Shut the fuck up. Stop being a bitch. Bitch. Fuck the bitches. Tired of these bitches. Too many goddamn bitches. Bitches. 'Cause he's black? No, 'cause he's a bitch. I know a lot of white bitches too, and I don't mean female. I mean, there's a lot of white guys that are bitches and simps too. And a lot of rednecks, and a lot of... Every nationality has a lot of bitches, let's be honest. Especially today's age. And Alice Krige, like, she's a good actress. Why the fuck didn't you just have her play Sally? If you want to bring Sally back. And make Sally an actual fucking character. And have the movie be about her. If you don't want to do Halloween 2018, then just fucking do it. Just fucking go all the way with it. Or just leave that character the fuck alone. The actress passed away, Marilyn Burns, years ago. Was it 20... I can't remember what year she passed away. Just let her character rest in peace. No, you bring her character back, recast her because actress passed away, because you wanted the Halloween 2018, hey, steal that, copy that, put into this. That's it. Lazy. And people like, when I talk about character or story, and then people go, it's just a slasher film, Matt. It's 2022. You should be doing better. That's my fucking point. Do better. That's what we're supposed to be going up, not down. You say there's dumb characters in the past, make them smarter, make them more likable, make them better, improve. It's like being in school. The more years you go, the more you're supposed to learn and evolve, not de-fucking-volve. How many decades has it been from this? Decades from 80 slasher films. Improve. Learn. You have 100, 200, 300 slasher films. You have to watch and study what works and what doesn't work. You have... Back to the day, slasher films were still being a new thing. There was stuff like in the 70s, Italian stuff, again, Psycho, but it wasn't like today where there was one every fucking week or every 2 weeks. You could study, get better. I'm not going to excuse laziness. You have less leg to stand on in 2022 when you have 200 slasher films you could study on what to do and not to do. But let's give a bare minimum, because Leatherface and gore. I'm sorry, you need more than that. And the first Chainsaw Massacre was great, not because of gore. It was not even a gory movie. It was scary. It was intense. There's nothing scary. There's nothing tense. There's no suspense. You don't even get laughs like you do in this movie, genuinely. So what the fuck do you got? A lot of hot air. Or a lot of woke shit. Or let's drag Sally to have 5 minutes of Mick Garris looking at pictures. Where the fuck that picture came from, I don't know. Because you watch this film, that picture was never taken. The only one who took pictures was the hitchhiker. No one else took pictures. No one else had a fucking camera. So that picture came out of nowhere. There's a picture that was taken probably by the photographer on set, behind the scenes. Oh, sure, use that. Even though it was never part of the fucking movie. I'm sorry, when you have... This is what she does. Looks at the picture. She does that 3 times. And then, oh, done with the character. And then what they do with her is such an insult. It just makes, why even, why? In the, it's just, nostalgia masturbation, it's Sally. And do you remember the first movie? The beginning, we mentioned the first movie. Sally, we mentioned her, that character was in the first movie. So we have a truck. Just Alice Krige goes, and she's in the hospital. Well, not hospital. They're trying to take her to the hospital. And what happens is, Leatherface, she dies. Leatherface is trying to help her out, trying to get her. So it is like, are we trying to give sympathy for Leatherface? Was this whole thing about trying to give Leatherface sympathy? They tried to do that in Texas Chain Saw 3D. They tried to do that in Texas Chain Saw 3D with the beginning, where all of a sudden there's all these other family members and a little baby, and oh, the vigilantes that killed the family are bad. They're bad people. They kill people that were fucking cannibals killing innocent people, but the vigilantes are the bad people. And then at the end of that fucking film, because the lady found out that she's related to Leatherface, oh, now she's a bad guy, even though this guy killed your friends and were innocent. Oh, do you think, cuz? Where the fuck she said. And then we're supposed to be, what, rooting for Leather? What? Why? I don't want to see Jason Voorhees as a hero. What's that? Making Freddy Krueger a hero? What's that? Making Candyman a hero that goes after racists? Too late for that. They already did that. With another shitty... That's also just called Candyman. That is a sequel. But just called Candyman. This is how we're at in today's age. The sequels can't even have a different name. They have to have the same fucking name. So, as we go along... Leatherface, even though he's 75 years old as fuck, he runs around like he's a fucking track star, or he moves pretty goddamn well for a 75-year-old. Do people realize this took place in the 70s? They do realize that, right? Let's say he was 30 years old. 74, 84, 94, 2004, 2014. Well, that's 70. Hell, let's say he was, I don't know, 27, 26. He'd still be around 75 fucking years old. And he's a human, by the way. He's not Jason Voorhees. Again, that's another thing. These filmmakers think every goddamn horror film is Jason Voorhees. No, that's why people thought there was a difference between Michael Myers and Jason and Leatherface and these guys. There was a difference. Now, they're trying to make every fucking person Jason fucking Voorhees. Leatherface does not have the power to just do this and a goddamn wrist goes... You cannot fucking do that. You cannot just grab someone and go this, and the bone pops out. Unless you're undead zombie super force Jason, then yeah, not Leatherface. A 75-year-old Leatherface. And then he just shot multiple times with a shotgun. He fucking moves like he's John Wick. Or wannabe John Wick, or whatever the fuck. It just, the whole thing's fucking stupid. He moves with the chainsaw and doesn't get tired. Jesus Christ, man. It's like they forgot who the fuck Leatherface was. When you say you're a sequel to this film. So while the Haywire is going through a fucking field, poppy fields, sunflower seed, whatever the fuck it is, and I swear CGI. I thought it was rocks in the trailer, but I guess it's the what the fuck that thing is. I forget. Hit the windshield in CGI. So then the girl gets knocked out. Leatherface cuts Alice Krige's face off and puts it on him. Which, yeah, that's a great way. Yeah, that's a great way to honor the person you enjoyed and tried to save. Just cut their face off. And this woman, yeah, she's knocked out, but there's a cop right next to her. Grab the gun. Grab the gun. Grab the gun. Grab the gun, 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 grab the gun. No, can't grab the gun. This movie will be over. So then she gets killed because she's stupid. And that's around the time we get introduced to Sally. I also call her Mick Garris, because I don't know the actress's name. And to me, this isn't the real Sally. This is a fake Sally. Yeah, Sally, after the first film, never... You think about the way they write these characters. Laurie Strode, Sally. They really don't think well of these people. If you really, truly think about it. Yeah, Laurie Strode and Sally... That apparently if you go through a horrible event, you will never get better. You'll never get better. Because if you're Laurie Strode, which I hated Halloween 2018, I hated Halloween Kills, and fuck this movie, but Halloween H2O I think did that better. Jamie Lee Curtis, her character was able to overcome, she still has PTSD, she has nightmares, she's a little bit of an alcoholic, but she's still trying to move on. And trying to teach and trying to have a new life with a new name. Trying. That tells more about a character to me than just being the goddamn cat lady from The Simpsons. Which is what Laurie Strode was. Wannabe Sarah fucking Connor. That didn't move on. That was just... This is even worse because there's even less to it. She Walker, Texas Ranger... talking like this and, you know, looked at a picture 3 times and then I'm going to go find that Leatherface. And I'll get to what happens in those scenes. Jesus Christ. So we're back to the town and, you know, my cat is moaning because he listened to me talk about this fucking movie. Moaning in protest. They go back to the town. We go back. Leatherface don't go to town. And you have this weird CG additions. Like I swear this. I don't know if this is not CG. I don't know what the fuck else it is. Then they filmed it really terribly, where Leatherface like lifts his head from the field. Like it looks like the way they did. It looks like it's superimposed. I don't know what the hell it is. It is really strange the way they did that. It just looks weird and off and silly. So then after that, the one sister and the boyfriend, the asshole, just call him asshole, bitch and asshole, find out that they fucked up. They didn't have the deed. They were in the wrong. Alice Krige was right. She still owned the place. So they were in the wrong, so they're fuckheads. Leatherface kills asshole, cuts his neck, which is funny, because he's on the ground with a swimming pool of blood after 5 minutes. Sitting there, lying there. 5 minutes of your swimming pool blood. He's able to get up and run so that he can and then die. Okay. People in this film don't realize how wounds work in the real world. Someone gets stabbed and lifted up with a chainsaw, thrown into the trash, and then like 5 minutes later they're still alive to shoot a shotgun, load shells, and then give a speech. Leatherface can take shotgun shells and all this, it's fine. The guy gets cut in the neck, lying in a pool of his blood for 5 minutes, gets up, walks, and then dies. It's just like, Jesus Christ. And so when that guy walks out, the contractor and this other girl see this. They see that he's fucked up. He's been cut, he's been killed. Now, the contractor, he has the keys. Why does he just give the keys to the girl? No, he has to do that later. And the girl, she gets back on the bus with all these other teens on there. Why doesn't she tell him? Oh my God, he's hurt. He's been cut. They have cell phones. They could call any number of authorities. Tell them. They're able to talk with their fucking live chat. Talk to someone. Tell them something. No. She doesn't tell anybody. No one wants to tell anybody anything in this movie. It gets to a point you just go, come on. That's what I feel. Yeah, there's characters doing dumb stuff in a lot of movies and slasher films, but you're supposed to, like, come on. Oh, come on. It's like Halloween Kills over again. If you hate Halloween Kills, I don't know why you could like this movie. This is the same shit. Halloween Kills has blood. This has blood. But they both have shitty stories, shitty characters, and shitty, asinine, ongoing onslaught of dumb decisions. Not just one or two, 20, 30, 40. Overflowing with stupidity. And we should be getting smarter as we go along, not dumber. Make smarter slasher films. Make more clever slasher films. Make more creative slasher films, not dumber. I can name 10 slasher films from April Fool's Day to My Bloody Valentine to fucking Silent Scream even that are smarter compared to this movie. And Halloween Kills is ridiculous. And even then, you could give a benefit of the doubt because of a different time. You've had years to study and improve. If you don't want to improve, that's on you. So no, she doesn't tell them. So Leatherface kills the and even the gore at times are just a CGI. A lot of CGI enhancement. So it's not like the best gore ever. Dude, go watch Dead Alive with Peter Jackson directing if you want crazy gore. So you still have CGI enhancement in this gore. So it was like, oh my God. It's like, okay. So then bitch is trying to escape and Leatherface is on the stairs, thinks he's Thor, throws his hammer like it's fucking Thor. She bounces, boom, boom. But She's not, you know, oh, broken ribs. No. And then she's crawling on the floorboards, under the floorboards. He's sawing. She doesn't move left. She doesn't move right. You know, this thing's going here. I could move this. I could move this. No, I'll just move this. Just cave her head in already. And this 75-year-old Leatherface is a spry fuck. Pretty fly for a white guy. Pretty fly for a white guy. Pretty spry for an old guy. Pretty spry for a tet guy. Oh yeah, I forgot how he gets his chainsaw because he John Wicks his way through the fucking wall. He just boom, boom. Why did he bury his chainsaw in the fucking wall? Okay. How did Leatherface even get to this fucking orphanage in this fucking town? After the first movie? I don't fucking know. The movie doesn't know. So he thinks he's John Wick. Wall gets his chainsaw. Works perfect. Perfectly fine, you know. Chainsaw in there for, who knows, 20, 30, 40 years. Works perfectly fucking fine. Where can I find those chainsaws? Then you get to the whole scene where on the bus. And even those two sisters. One, they get on the bus, they don't tell anybody. Again, no one tells anybody any fucking... Why does nobody tell anybody a fucking thing in this fucking movie? Can someone tell me why nobody talks to people in this fucking movie? Why does everyone have a brain cell of one and then that died of loneliness? Suicide is a suicide. Brain cell died of a suicide. Why? 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 Only God knows why. I know, yeah. Try anything you can, so bro. Because, you know, when you see a guy with a chainsaw and a mask and blood, the first thing you do is try anything you can, so bro. Does this bus have a safety, like, exit? You know, the buses usually have an exit. Why does this bus not have an exit? Usually you have those on all the buses I've been on. But they try to do that to be funny, only I forgot. It's like pause for a laugh. Pause for the laugh track. Okay. I even the cat, he's tired of me talking about this fucking film. I'm sorry, I still had a while to go. And yeah, people get killed on the bus, so what? I've seen it. Seen multiple times. I've seen gore. I've seen slasher films. People act as if they've never seen a slasher film with gore. And this has CGI enhanced gore, by the way, too. I saw gore in this movie. I've seen gore in multiple fucking movies. I have. Multiple fucking films I've seen gore. It's nothing new. It's nothing unique. There's gore in The Collector and The Collection. There's gore in The Hills of Eyes remake, which is a much better fucking movie than this. There's gore in a shitload of things. House of Wax remake, pretty damn good movie. That has gore. You want to see a movie about a group of people going to a town in the middle of nowhere? Go watch the House of Wax remake. Fuck a little better than this. And you get to see Paris Hilton get killed. So that's an added plus. Go watch that fucking movie. Maniac, the remake. You want to see movies that are remakes and all that? There are better ones of those. I can only say that Texas Chainsaw 3D is worse than this movie because That movie didn't even know what year it took place in. Because as a baby, and the first film took place in the 70s, but then she's 20 years old, so that would mean it'd be the 90s, but then people go around with fucking phones that are in modern time, and anytime there's a date, it was stretched out, because the filmmakers themselves didn't know what the fuck, the difference between 20 and 40 years. And to do your thing, and this is gorier than that film, and it's shorter. So yeah, sadly, this is not the worst. This is the second worst. Yes, I would rather watch Matthew McConaughey go apeshit crazy and funny in part 4 than watch this fucking movie again. And that's an awful movie. The remake I like. The beginning is lame. Leatherface with Steven Dorff, that's just forgettable. I would say that's the third worst. Like 3D, this, and Leatherface are the 3 worst. And Leatherface is just forgettable. This is insulting. It's insulting what they did to Sally. Because, okay, I'll get to that. After the bus scene, finally 2 sisters escape. And then She-Walker, Texas Ranger arrives. And she could drive them to safety. She could drive them to get help. No. So you took a character that maybe some people, yeah, it's not fully developed, but they felt sorry for her like I did because of the hell she went through and the visceral intensity, the way this is directed, excelled in what its purpose was. This did not. They took that character and said, okay, she's selfish, she puts these 2 people in danger, and she's the biggest idiot in the entire franchise. Just she has a shotgun and sees Leatherface and she could shoot him. Do you remember me? And Leatherface pretty much turns and goes, no, bitch. No, bitch, I don't remember you. Who you? Oh, I know you. You're Mick Garris. I hated Sleepwalkers. Didn't mind Critters 2. I like Critters 2. So I'll let you live. He's a big fan of Critters 2. Because even though she got a shotgun, he gets up, waltz right past her. Waltz right past her. So you think Leatherface said, this bitch is crazier than me. That's what Leatherface said to Sally in his head. He went, this bitch crazier than I am. Bye-bye, Mick Garris. And walks away. And has his back turned to her. And this whole time she got a shotgun. And I'm like, shoot! Shoot! Shout! Shout! What the fuck are these directors and writers thinking? What are they thinking? What are they doing? People did this to pass. That fucking dumbass scene. Please, someone try to excuse that shit. You don't remember me? Why the fuck does he don't remember some fucking lady from 40 years ago? When he's probably, who knows, he probably killed 20, 40, 70 people after you. I know he doesn't recognize you, you're a different actress. Say my name, say my name, say my name, say my name. She's like, this bitch is crazy. And Leatherface just walks away and leaves her. And she's like, oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. I mean, imagine you have the villain and the bat, he's walking and you got the bat towards him. You just no. No. Boom. Kill Leatherface, end of movie. That scene right there alone makes me go, teach their own if you like the film. Teach their own if you enjoy the film. I don't get it. You watch a scene as stupid as that. That completely takes this character, and also literally 5 minutes later, throws this character in the dumpster. In the dumpster. Again, she wasn't a character that got a lot of development. But still, you take a character that, I mean, for fuck's sake, Marilyn Burns is no longer with us. At least let her character have dignity and just, leave her alone. Just leave her alone. Just give that much fucking respect instead of disrespect. Chainsaw through the goddamn chest, lifts her up, but again, then she has enough time to shoot, reload, give a speech to the lead girl. Oh yeah, the whole lead girl with her fucking school shooting stuff, I almost forgot that, because there's barely a thing. To me, it felt more like, I don't know if I want to say poor taste or a cheap shot. Like, let's throw that in there because it's a current issue, and it's like cheap heat, what we call in wrestling. Well, I'm not in wrestling. When I used to watch wrestling, they call it cheap heat. How you get people to boo you, but then you do it. Here's like cheats. Instead of cheap heat, it's cheap sympathy. We don't know how to develop this character to make you like her. So, let's throw a school shooting, gets you a reaction, and I gotta calm this cat down. I gotta calm him down. Alright, calm him down a little bit. The truth in this, he wanted just a couple, like, pets. Petting. Why don't you put him in the room? Because, well, I have more than one cat. Why don't you put him in the room? Well, because when I'm yelling, I don't want to steer him. Because cats don't know. Cats are not going to know what a review is. So if I'm like, cat's like, I just don't want to freak them out until, don't want to freak them out. So I would rather wait until I'm done and then bring them in the room. I know that sounds stupid, but it's like, again, to me, like cats. See, I'd rather talk about cats. I'd rather talk about my cats. That is more pleasure than talking about this fucking movie. Be like, yeah, I don't want to steer the cats because the cats can't understand. It's just a review. They don't know. It's like, what the fuck is it? They're like Leatherface said. They'd be like what Leatherface said to Sally in his mind. This bitch is crazy. This bitch is crazy. Fuck, I'll leave that in because whatever. This movie. And then the ending. I mean, what? God, this fucking review's gonna be as long as the movie. Whatever. That's what I do. This fucking thing. It's pro-gun, but it's anti-gun. So it's like can't even make up its mind on what it wants to be. It's like, make up your mind, which is it? My thoughts on what it doesn't know if Leatherface is Jason Voorhees or Leatherface, because they think that's the same thing. I'm like, it's not. It thinks a 75-year-old Leatherface is like has the body of a 40-year-old or 30-year-old. There's a bit where the lead, like Leatherface, quarterback sacks the lead girl into this water. And then she just gets out of it. I don't know what the fuck Leatherface was doing to her in the water. Leatherface is a big guy. This is a small girl. Grabbed her, has her in the water. Is he going to try to drown her, stab her, choke her? No. Somehow she gets away. How? Maybe she peed on him. I don't know. Maybe it's that time of the month. And then Leatherface like, they ran away and we didn't get to see it. I don't know. Maybe he's like, never mind. You go ahead. Aquaman style just swims away. I don't fucking know. Then Leatherface gets out. The little girl, the lead girl, well, she's little too, thinks she's fucking Sarah Connor from Terminator 2. but only 2 shots. The bitch gets the chainsaw, does this to Leatherface, like hits him like here. So it doesn't do much of shit, honestly. They're leaving in their car that is a car that drives by itself. And Leatherface grabs the bitch, cuts her head off. It's more funny than scary. And I don't care because this was a bitchy character, so I don't care. It's not horrifying. I honestly don't think the effect is as bad as some people make it out to be. I've seen much worse, but yeah, I understand. I've seen Neil Breen movies. I've seen The Time Machine I Found at a Yard Sale. Yes, that's a full title. I've seen Feeders 2, Razor Teeth, so I've seen some really bad effects. But even the music, like, I disagree. Some people like the music at the end. I don't even care about the music at the end. Didn't do anything for me. It really didn't. I know people, that's a disagree, whatever. I didn't care. And I'm like, number one, this does not fit Texas Chain Saw Massacre at all. And I would not listen to it on its own. I don't really care for the music. I really don't. At the end credits. I'm like, again, this music doesn't fucking fit. I'm glad it was short. There's some gore. That's it. It was stupid. It was boring. Didn't give a shit about anybody. Your lead characters are the villains in this movie. I'll say it one last time. Go watch this film instead. Go watch Behind the Mask, The Rise of Lizzie Vernon. Hell, I want to watch the original April Fool's Day. I want to watch so many other fucking movies. Butterfly Kisses. That's an interesting story. Fuck, I mean, well, okay, slasher. Fuck, All American Murder's kind of a slasher. That's a good one. God, I mean, even Chainsaw, like this film was better than what it was trying to do. The remake. This was better than what I was trying to do. I like this one. This movie's not as bad as people make it out to be. Yeah, I don't have a taste for this. That's why, you know, the taste disappeared, but you know, it is right there. And like even the ending, I knew Leatherface wasn't going to die, because let's think about it. Think of all the Chainsaw films. Even Nightmare on Elm Street, they at least seem he's been defeated. I mean, Dream Warriors, you have the little light that pops on. And part 4, you have the image in the water. But that's like little subtle, but it could still be over and done. Wes Craven's New Nightmare, done. Freddy's Dead the Final Nightmare, done. Even Friday the 13th, Jason Goes to Hell, done. Part 7, The New Blood, done. Part 8, Jason Days Man, done. Part 4, The Final Chapter. You know, Jason's like, you know, Jason, done. Even, you know, Part 2 and Part 3, Jason, done. When you look at the end of those, you have the dream, you know, maybe dream, whatever it was in Part 2. Part 3, it looks on the Mama Voorhees head, but it was going to open, but they cut it out, which was a good idea. But in Chainsaw, the first one, Chainsaw, it's only Part 2 that things are an end. Part 1, Leatherface is alive. At the end of Part 3, Leatherface walks out, he's alive. Part 4, Leatherface does this, he's alive. The remake, he has one arm, but he's alive. The beginning's a prequel, so he's alive. Leatherface, that's how he's created, alive. Texas Chainsaw 3D, do your thing, cuz, alive. I wonder if he's going to be alive, because of the 8 previous times, 7 out of 8 of them, he was alive at the end. I think the story could continue. Oh, wow, what a surprise. I'm so shocked. I am so shocked. It would have been more shocking if they fucking cut his fucking head off, or cut his body in 2. That would have been more surprising. I would have been given like a golf clap. But no. Because they have no balls. They play it safe. They wanted sequels. This movie got a lot of views. Didn't get my view because I don't have Netflix. Fuck Netflix. I saw this a different way. I'm not supporting Netflix. Netflix can eat my ass. And just like this movie can eat my ass. Fuck this movie. Fuck the way they treated Sally. Fuck the way, I mean, Leatherface sucked. Sally sucked. The characters sucked. The look of the film. The lighting. I could give some credit, to be fair. Like the way the neon of the bus and some of the ways scenes are lit are not that bad. Okay, I'll give credit to some of the lighting equipment guys. I don't know if that's more cinematographer, the people who help with the lights. Maybe that's more cinematographer. I give credit to them. Decent gore. But there's no reason to watch this film again when you got all this other stuff you can watch. Even this film. You got best sequel, my ass. These are all better. Well, this is a remake. But these are all better. Well, this is the first one, but this is easily better. You know, this remake is better. This is better. But just don't watch this one. My friend Michael Keane, the Joyce voice, he hasn't seen these. If you watch him, Michael, go watch this film. Maybe you won't like it. Oh well. But I'm the Lord of the Harvest. What is that? Some new health group bunch? If you see the movie, you know what I mean. Like, look at that cover. That cover alone. But this is more of a comedy. And Tobe Hooper he knew. You cannot make one as scary as the first film. And he's right. Rest in peace, Tobe Hooper. He was right. You can never make one as scary as the first one. And it's been proven again and again. That's why he made one like this, and it's like a good version of a Rob Zombie movie. If Rob Zombie made a good movie, it'd be this. Even this movie didn't have more merit than this. I don't know what else to say. You want Leatherface to be a symbol for anti-woke. That's a bit strange, because he's a fucking murderous cannibal that wears people's faces. Anti-hero, if he's not, then you did a bad job implementing whatever the fuck you're trying to implement. You had no sympathy for anybody. The story was lame and stupid as fuck. Shitloads of stuff didn't make sense. Sarah Yarkin shot him 18 times, and then even waited until, and Leatherface almost killed the two sisters anyway, and then she did something. Say my name, say my name, say my name. Fuck all this shit. I see, I have some requests to get to, but I'm going to save this for later because I want to watch this again. Just to get the taste out of this butthole out of my mouth. Later.